Taurus Scorpio polarity. The important part of this polarity is the moon is exalted in Taurus, but it's debilitated in Scorpio. We'll get into what that means in a different video. But basically, the moon is in its best position in Taurus, and it's in its worst position in Scorpio. So where Scorpio falls in this person's polarity chart matters a lot more than usual. All right, so what are the recommendations for this polarity? All right, so the number one thing that they need to do to help develop interpersonal relationships is they need to seek out knowledge that psychologically give them skills on dealing with relationships, okay? Scorpio and Taurus, they're not really in their brains or minds too much psychologically about how to relate to other people, how to interact with their relationships. They don't naturally psychoanalyze things like that. They're more of just, let's go with what feels right, let's go with what feels good, and if things happen naturally, okay? We interact with each other naturally. We don't need to psychoanalyze things. So this person needs to seek out knowledge that helps them with psychoanalyzing how to deal with interpersonal relationships. That'll really benefit this polarity. The next thing that will benefit this Scorpio-Taurus polarity is you need to create patterns of togetherness with them. So an example would be every morning you make them their morning coffee or their morning tea. Just that simple act will create a lot of togetherness with the Taurus Scorpio polarity person. So in the morning, you're making their tea or coffee every single day, and at night, you're doing something else together every single night, all right, whatever that is. Keeping that consistency, even with something as simple as making a tea or coffee, is huge for a Taurus Scorpio energy person. The next thing, the five senses. Do things that indulge the five senses with this person, the Taurus Scorpio person. Taurus is very much about the five senses: what they see, what they smell, what they taste, and what they feel on their skin, on their hands, what they touch. That's huge for a Taurus energy person. And for Scorpio, it's not as, they're not living in that space. Taurus lives in that five senses space. Scorpio's not living in the space of the five senses, but they love to get pulled into their body, okay? Usually sex is the easiest way to get pulled into your body and pulled into the five senses, but anything that does that or close to it is going to be really, really helpful for them in bonding with you and developing the relationship, all right? Indulge the five senses with them. Next one, schedule romantic events. Now, a lot of times when you schedule a romantic thing, it kind of takes some of the romance out of it. But in this case, with Scorpio and Taurus being fixed signs, they like that consistency. They don't need the excitement of spontaneity. Spontaneity is fine. Spontaneity is great. Do spontaneity, but always schedule romantic events. So Thursday at 8 p.m. every single week is our date night, whether it's outside the house or inside the house. Inside the house might be a little better, especially if you put a lot into it. You know, dress nice, dress as if, behave and dress and act as if you're going out to a fancy restaurant, even when you do date night inside the house. But every Thursday at 8, it's our date night, no matter what. That consistency and that scheduling will really help the Taurus Scorpio energy person develop the relationship with you. Now, this is for them. If you're the Taurus Scorpio energy person in the polarity, you have that. Find a method of communicating verbally, okay, whether that be you speak it or you write it, that allows you to express your pain and your fears. See, Taurus and Scorpio, they're not going to readily express their pains and their fears like a lot of other signs, like a lot of other energies. They like to hold their cards close to their chest, and they don't really like complaining, and they don't like playing the victim and stuff. Not that that's that, but they're kind of naturally against that. So for the Taurus Scorpio energy person, if you have this polarity, find a method of verbally expressing your pains and your fears. Maybe by writing them down, texting them, email your partner. Do that. And that will really, really, really help the relationship.